Now, Sunrise Daily looks at a very, very important issue about about the Nigerian police, or you want to call it policing in Nigeria. Quite a whole lot has been said about the Nigerian police. And with the coming of the new IG, they say they are set for a new police, or a brand new police. Joining us to look at that is the Force Public Relations Officer, Frank Mba. Good morning.
It's a pleasure being here.
Let's start with that. What's the difference between public relations officer, police public relations officer, and force public relations officer? One is forceful, I guess.
No. I think the word force should not be misinterpreted. It's not designed to convey any impression of force, as you know it, or any impression of compulsion or unnecessary use of force, like people think. The Force Public Relations Officer operates from the Force headquarters, Louis Sedet House. Before now, it used to be Kansalem House here in Lagos. And then the Police Public Relations Officers are those that hold sway at the state levels. So the simple difference is the fact that the Force Public Relations Officer is the national spokesperson for the Nigerian police force, while the state, the PPROs, or the Police Public Relations Officers, are the spokesperson at the different police commands.
Okay, let's get into the business of looking at the Nigeria police, even though we're waiting for the ever-busy IG to still come talk to the people right on this platform. Well, when we talk about a brand new police, the first we saw even before his confirmation was the withdrawal of police from the roads, and he had to replace that with motorized patrols. How well is that helping in solving our crime, or fighting crime in the country?
I think that the advantages have been massive. The purposes, let's look at why the roadblocks were actually taken off in the first instance. Of course, we realize when the IG did his analysis, we discovered that ordinarily the roadblocks were meant to actually help in checkmating crimes, fighting crimes, picking up suspects on the road and all that. But we discovered that, one, they are not effective as we thought, because ordinarily a roadblock is supposed to be a temporal thing. It is something that operationally, even in advanced countries, you use roadblocks when there are emergencies. Let's say, for example, there is a huge bank robbery that have just taken place in Lagos, or taking place in Lagos. Perhaps you have a SWAT team, or you have your men trying to close up on them, but you also suspect or anticipate that they could also want to get out of the town. You can block all the exit points to Lagos. You can set up quick roadblocks around, try to cordon off the area, the circumference within which the bank robberies is taking place. But as soon as you are done with the operation, you dismantle them. So usually it's something that you just use on a temporary basis. But suddenly we discover that roadblocks has become permanent features of our policing strategy, permanent features of our highways. They are menace to road users. They cause accidents. They delay traffic. They cause traffic jams. We've also discovered that they became a kind of boiling point for tempers. The policeman on the road versus the other road users. Brutality takes place there. We've seen cases of accidental discharges on checkpoints.
Sorry,
and all manners. And again, you discover that criminals, organized criminals, they know where these checkpoints are or where these roadblocks are. So all they need to do to beat them is to make alternative arrangements. So you have lost one essential element in crime fighting, which is surprise and unpredictability, because roadblocks are predictable.
The same surprise came upon the people when the IG said they should dismantle roadblocks. For a moment, first, it looks like the police finally looked inwards. Finally, the police also listened to the people, because people have also complained. And it looks like also the training that they've been getting outside the country is properly put into use now. But some would say that is not too good a thing for the IG, because some would say you have stopped business for us. Now we're talking about the police, who say they get returns from all of that. Perhaps you tell us more on that, because we're still yet to find a policeman that will say no one has been bringing in returns to him or her.
There are 1,001 police officers who will say so, including the officer talking to you now. And I'm sure the concept, the myth surrounding return is a myth, because people just sit down in the confines of their homes, in the confines of their offices, and come up with all kind of theories. And of course, for a police officer, the unscrupulous police officer who is arrested or who is caught collecting money, he will try to justify his unprofessional conduct, his unethical conduct. He's going to tell you all kind of stories. But I will tell you that the majority of police officers are happy with the dismantling of the roadblocks. The IGP have been on tour of police formations across the Federation, and I can tell you that the feedback we get, we have our own internal feedback mechanisms, and the feedback we've got so far is the fact that they are happy. No police officer, or the bulk of police officers, don't want to work under conditions that are deplorable, under conditions that are inhuman.
Are you saying that returns are myths? I mean, that the story of returns to senior police officers is a myth?
That's what I'm saying, based on my personal experience.
Okay, based on it, because
yeah.
I mean, we remember that there was a Human Rights Watch report of, was it 2010? It's about 2010, and it focused more on the Nigeria police. In there, returns were also mentioned, and they were working with some hard facts.
They described what goes on, or what go on. Mm-hmm. They were talking about happenings on the road. Mm-hmm. As far as I'm concerned, I read the report and I tried to do my analysis. They try to look at the corruption that takes place on the highways. Mm-hmm. And of course, again, that's another reason why we also why the IGP also dismantled the roadblock. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And I can tell you that with the dismantling of the roadblock, we have successfully eased off or taken care of over 70% 70% cases of corruption within the force, because we accepted a progressive organization like the Nigerian Police Force that has a leadership that wants to change things for good, must be able to look inwards and know exactly where things are not being properly done. The whole purpose, the whole essence of rebranding and repositioning the Nigerian Police Force is for us to be able to say, this area, things are not being properly done. We must change them. This area, we have an edge. We have comparative advantages. Therefore, we must improve upon them. These areas, we need to bring it accepted international best practices elsewhere, mm-hmm. to probably improve on what we're doing. Mm-hmm. So, for us, rebranding is not a cosmetic thing. It is a total package, and it is an ongoing thing. Yeah. That's exactly what we're doing.
When you